videos for probability, and this is going to be a pretty fast video. Question number one, again, these are all for the constructor response, and then the probability, you again have three, and you'll choose to do two of them. But the video will be so fast, I'm just going to do them all in one. So here we go, number one. Molly wants to know the probability of event B occurring given that event A has already occurred. What is the correct format in writing for that? Well, that format would be answer A. And it literally says, find the probability of B, vertical bar means given A. So if you read it out loud, it means the probability of event B given that event A happened. That's literally how you read the symbols. That's why it's a level one. Question two is also a level one. Get a wedding must choose one food item from each of the three categories. So choose a main dish, choose a vegetable, choose a salad. How many different dinner combos could they have? Well, you've one, two, and two salads. So choose a dish. Right, steak. Choose a vegetable. Choose a salad. But each of those were events. And the fundamental counting principle says the way you can choose all three of them together will be 3 times 3, 18. Question number three. Let's pause the video here. Marker's messing up. All right, got the marker working again. Question three. Another counting problem. 10 students will participate in a spelling contest. How many outcomes for first, second, third place are possible? Well, this is one of those pick 3 out of 10 type questions. So it's an order matters or not. And if order matters, it's a P. Order matters. If it's not that order matters, then it's a C, combination. Order does not matter. Order. Pick our first outcome. Pick the same outcome in a different order, see if it matters. So first place, Jill. Second place, John. And third place, David. All right, so I've picked my outcome. Now I got to pick the same three people. That's the same outcome in a different order. So David, Jill, John. Do I get a different result? Yeah, the first time Jill got first place, and the second time David got first place. So that is a question where order matters. So you have 10 students, you're choosing 3, so it is 10P3. Of course, you can type that in the calculator, or you can use the formula 10 factorial over 10 minus 3 factorial, and 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 would all cancel, and you're left with 10 times 9 times 8. You're left with 56, I'm sorry, 72 times 10, you're left with 720. Question number 4 is actually a new concept, so you might want to pay close attention on this. Not this in a learning target, so I wanted to address that here. If the probability of an event is 1 over 3, what that means is you've got one success out of 3 possible. 3 possibly total, so I'll change that word to total. 3 total. There's a total of 3 options, and there's one of them that actually works. Example, selecting a 1 or a 2, getting a 1 or a 2, sorry, when you roll a standard die. There's 2 successes out of 6, so that reduces to 1/3. What's the odds of rolling the die and getting a 1 or a 2? Well, that's the new concept. Odds are successes to failure. So let's explore one way for you to do this thing the right way. There's how many failures. So one success, if one's the right way, the 2 wrong way, or the failure. So the probability is 1/3, but the odds is 1 to 2. All right, so now how do we find this answer? It's a random point on this dartboard. What are the odds that it hits the shaded area? Well, you need to find the probability of the shaded area and then work backwards to figure out what the odds are. So I'm going to pause and work on the board. All right, a little bit of work on the board here to get started. The red circle represents the total dartboard area, and its radius is 2 plus 2 plus 1. Its radius was 5. So the total area is 25 pi. Now we need to find the shaded area. So the shaded is this donut area, which I will find that by finding the blue area, the side edge, radius 2 plus 1, radius of 3. 3 is your radius, pi times r squared. So this area that's in blue, I got to subtract or take away this of pi. In other words, the black shaded area will be 9 pi is the blue area. That's the red. I think my color coordinating is getting off here. Sorry. Minus that area, the inner circle. So you get 8 pi. So our getting this area that's shaded, probability of the shaded area equals the fraction 8 pi divided by the total area 25 pi. So our probability is 8 out of 25 because the pi's cancel. All right, now we can answer the odds. If there are 8 successes out of 25, there are how many failures? 8 of the 25 are successes, so 17 of the 25 are failures. So your will be 8 to 17. How are we doing on the video? We're good. We'll finish these last two up. Question number 5. The chart shows the number of students by gender and grade at a local high school. Find the probability of B given A. Find the probability of a ninth grader given that it was a female. All right, so you start with the given, remember that. Start with females. So there aren't, everybody in the school doesn't fit the given condition, only these people, which when added gives you a total of 330 females. Of those 330 females that fit the description of given female, what's the probability of selecting a ninth grader? Well, those 80 ninth graders are the only people possible because, again, you're ignoring males. They don't fit the given condition. So 80 out of 330 reduces to 8 over 33, which is the answer that you can't see that got cut off. I think you can see it on your paper copy a little better, but it still got cut off a little bit. 8 over 33. Box A contains marbles 12 red, 16 blue, 11 5 yellow. So that's a total of 44. Of those 44 marbles, box B contains 8 red, 7 green, let's see, 11 blue, 1. That's a total of 15 plus 12, 27 in box 2. If you randomly one item from each box, what's the probability that both are blue? All right, well, the probability that both are blue, we're going to find the probability of blue from the first and probability of blue from the second and do something with them. Well, I'm going to force myself to say between these. Both blue, would it be the probability of getting a or getting a blue, or is it the probability of blue and another blue? To me, it doesn't make sense to say, or you're getting a blue in box A and you're getting a blue in box B. So when you say the word and, you're multiplying these two probabilities. So in the first one, it would be 16 out of probability would be 11 by them. We'll let the calculator do the heavy lifting here. Some old work here we need to get rid of. Multiply 16 out of 44 times 11 out of 27. Math, enter is the fraction 4 over 27 for the answer of B. And that's enough probability review that you should do the constructor response. constructor responses are graded for accuracy, 10 for distinguished, 9 for proficient, 7 for apprentice, 5 for novice. Not just getting them done, or it's getting them right and completely answered.